You know, I feel like I'm getting on here every single day and telling you guys how dumb Republicans know MAGAs are. Because only MAGAs believe the bullshit that Republicans stand in front of cameras and tell them every single day. The Trump administration came in and started firing all types of people. In many cases, they had to rehire many of them because they realized the jobs they were doing was very important. So they've been having all types of issues with air traffic control and transportation. So their new thing is to say that the Biden administration ignored all the problems and that's why they're now dealing with them. They seem to forget that we all know that Donald Trump was president for 4 years before Joe Biden became president. So now they've pivoted to things were great when Donald Trump was president. There were a few small problems, but Trump was about to fix them before the election was stolen, of course, and that's why things didn't get done. That's got to be the dumbest argument ever. But here's Shawn Duffy making that argument to the MAGAs.
You've been saying that this is decades-old problems, and these issues have been present for years and years and years. So why didn't this administration initiate changes in their first administration?
Well, I think what we saw is the cracks that you are now seeing today were highlighted actually over the last 4 years. We were seeing more and more of it. And the president has said this a number of times. He had a plan to come into the second part of his administration because he knew what was going on to actually fix it. Some money, some billions of dollars were allocated from the last administration to this effort, and it was wasted. You don't see any result of any money that's been spent over 4 years. And by the way, they had no problem spending money. They spent a lot of money, and they didn't spend the money here. The president was understanding the cracks at the end of his administration and was going to fix it 4 years ago.
And Trump tries to use this bullshit argument with so many things. Remember, he was going to get so many things done, but then this little thing called COVID stopped him from doing it. Now, you got to think about this for a second, exactly what Shawn Duffy is saying here. He's been going around saying that these problems are decades-long problems. They are problems because they've been ignored for so long. But when Trump was in office, he knew about these things and he was just about to get it done, but then he didn't win the election. So then Joe Biden had 4 years, right? But he's basically saying, we knew about these things 8 years ago, we were going to fix them. And then he's saying, we saw Joe Biden ignoring them completely. So then they came into office. Why didn't they get started on these things? Why was their first move to fire the people who would be the ones fixing all these problems that they say have been around because of Joe Biden? It's all bullshit. It's because they fired a bunch of people, they ignored a bunch of problems, and this is happening under their watch. They can say whatever they want, but the buck stops at the person who's in the office right now. And when she pressed him on that, when she said to him, listen, you keep saying this is the other administration, but it's happening under your watch. What do you have to say to that? He gives another dumbass argument that, again, only MAGAs would believe.
I understand you're placing a lot of the blame on the previous administration, but these problems are happening now under the second administration. Are you just unlucky, or are there some real issues that need to be addressed under this current administration?
If you buy a used car, you drive it home and go to bed, wake up the next morning, drive to the store, and it breaks down, is it your fault, or is it the guy that you bought it from sold you a lemon? Right?
Dude, this argument is horrible because the Trump administration is not a car buyer in this situation. It's the mechanic, the engineer, and the driver all in one. You can't come in and say that you knew about a problem during the first administration and then the next administration ignored it. So now it's not your problem at all. It's only the problem of the administration before you. If you knew the car was breaking down 8 years ago, 8 years later, you can't come in and act like you didn't know the car was breaking down. You said it yourself. There were problems. Trump was going to fix it, but then he didn't win, so Joe Biden made it worse. Then you should have came in ready to go to work on day one, but instead, you guys wanted to do the government efficiency and save a bunch of money and run the country like a business, so you started firing people. And then you realize, damn, we messed up, and now you won't even take the blame for those mistakes that you 100% caused. And again, Only the dumbass MAGAs believe this shit. The rest of us know you guys are a bunch of fuck ups. This is not going to get better. It's going to get worse because he's sitting here saying, now we're going to get to work and we're going to fix it really fast. Why didn't you do that in the first place?
You see in Newark, we're going to have to fix, we're going to move fast, but we're going to do it right. My concern is that we could see other situations like this around the country because the system is old. It's old. And we are fighting to make sure we work with Congress, get the money, and begin this build of a brand new system as quickly as possible.
He's afraid we might see more things like Newark around the country because the system is old. These people are more than 100 days in. He knows exactly what's going on everywhere else, but he knows how incompetent they are. That's basically what he's telling you. He's saying, we're incompetent. We're probably not going to be able to get this stuff done. Embrace yourself because there's probably more of this going around the entire country. They didn't do things right. They have not done things right. Don't expect them to do things right. As a matter of fact, I expect that Shawn Duffy will be out of a job within the next 3 months. They're going to have to come out and someone has to be the scapegoat for all these problems, and it's going to be him. Because not only is he incompetent at his job, he's actually bad at standing up there and trying to lie to you as well. I've never heard someone, yeah, because you're lying, bro, and we all know it. So brace yourselves, people. I don't know if it's really safe. I don't know. Sometimes I think about it and I have to travel a lot, during track season. And I think about it and these people who are in charge right now, and I think about how incompetent they are. And I'm like, dang, am I rolling the dice every single time I get on one of these airplanes? Because these people don't know what the hell they're doing. And Fire Shawn Duffy should have been trending months ago. Period.
Don't want no enemies or ops. Envy in they heart, I tell them stop. Vacation on the yacht.